Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to the DevOps for Mobile Apps update for April 28th, 2022. On my screen I've got the update issue here, which is also going to be linked in the description below. Jumping right into today's update, the project level secure files MVC release has landed on GitLab.com. So I'm pretty excited about that. That means we can start testing this feature with real projects, real users, and things like that. So currently it's still behind a feature flag. So I'm looking for some internal and external testers. If you're watching this and want to try the feature out, you can ping me on Slack or create an issue in the project here. And I'd love to get you in and turn the feature flag on for your project. And then I've got a couple links down here for some docs and then some of the follow-up issues that I'm still working on for this feature. So then just right below here, I've got a demo project. And so this is a public project, so you can go look at this and see how it's set up. But this is the CIYAML file. And this is using secure files for all of the steps for the build and release process. And so this is a Flutter app that is deploying to TestFlight and the Google Play Store as like beta builds. So we don't actually have it published, but it kind of goes through the whole flow and uses the certificates and the key stores and everything to do the builds. So you can see how that's configured there. This is just the quick UI that we have for secure files. So you can see that we've got an Android key store file here, and then we've got some iOS provisioning profiles and distribution certificates and things like that. So, and then over here is just the pipeline where it actually runs. So we do the builds, we run our tests, and then we actually do the beta releases here. So everything's working, but that can be kind of a reference project if you're trying this out and setting it up. So then the next thing that I want to talk about, kind of moving on to sort of the next focus for this project is actually the CI configuration and runner integration. And I've got an issue here that I've created a proposal in, and I'd love to get some feedback from folks on this. Basically, the idea here is how can we set it up so that it's easy to add secure files into a CI configuration, a CI build configuration, and then be able to kind of control some of the parameters that we want. And so up here, I've got kind of a list of capabilities that I think we want. Definitely open to feedback on that too, but that's kind of where this started from. So we've got the capabilities there and then the proposal below. And really what this is saying is adding a new key into the CIYAML file for secure files and then giving it some options that can be passed in there. So if you wanted to just download all of the files into a job, you could do that. Or if you wanted to just select a few specific files for your particular build, you could do it that way too. And then this one down here is showing the idea of like a file permission type. So let's say for some reason this file needs to have execute permissions as part of the build step. This is how we could kind of create that capability as well. So looking for some feedback in this issue. Please chime in if you have any. That's the main updates for today. In my up next section here, I've got a couple links. The first one is just this issue about the secure files UI. As I mentioned, this is very basic right now. I'd like to clean this up and improve that a little bit. And then kind of focusing on the 15.0 GitLab release, which will be coming up next month. I've got a release post item that I've started to draft, and I'd like to get this into a state where we can actually get it into the release post for 15.0. So I'll be working on that as well. That is all that I have for this time. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.